Hey VIPs, I'm trying to get some good light here. Hi, happy Tuesday. So I'm getting ready to make some black bean corn and avocado salsa, hence the name of this video. See if we can get some light going on here. And I thought that I would show you how to make it. It's one of my favorites. There we go. Now you can see me. Hi. I make this at shows all the time and people love it. My best friend Jill actually gave me this recipe and it's delicious. So I'm going to see if I can get my phone set up here to where you can actually see what's going on the cutting board, and maybe you can make it to follow along at home or do something good. Now when I position this phone, I will not be able to see any comments or anything, so don't worry if I don't respond right away. I will later. So I'm literally trying to stabilize this thing because I've got to get a new device to hold my phone. If anybody has any recommendations on what to use, let me know. Seriously. It looks like I've got a good angle there. Just got to get it to sit still. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I was actually trying to set this up before I went live and I accidentally hit the button. So there you go, live television. Literally just trying to find a prop. All right, I think we've got it. Yay! Okay, so you won't be able to see my face, but you'll be able to see the cutting board, which is what you want. So we're going to do this black bean corn and avocado salsa. It's going to be delicious, and I'm literally making this from scratch right in front of you. I can see a little bit of the discussion if it pops up on the bottom of the phone, so if you have a question, feel free to post it on there and let me know. Avocados are my favorite. I love them so much. So I'm using the avocado peeler. There's a couple ways you could cut the avocado, by the way. So the avocado peeler will cut and it will scoop, and you could always just literally go right in here and do it. So like you can take your avocado peeler, I like to go right in the middle of the flesh and make kind of a circle like that, and then you just use it like a knife. And it does not go through the skin. Like you can see, it's staying very intact in the back. Go both directions. So you want to score it. And then you can just scoop it. Let's see if I can pull this a little closer where you guys can actually see. There we go. You can scoop it right into your bowl and it's diced up. The other way you can do it, a lot of times I'll do that when I'm just trying to be quick or something and don't want to dirty tools, because you know how that is. You don't want to do this. Hey Robin, I'm glad your family loves this. I know we made this at your party and it's so addictive. I'm curious to know if you change it or do anything different with it. The other thing you can do, of course, you want to use the butt of the knife, the heel right here, and gently kind of, ooh, I got in there. Didn't cut it halfway, right? Give me just a second. Come on out. There we go, and just dislodge it. You want to use a paper towel or something, get that off of there so that way you don't send it flying across the room. You can take your avocado peeler and the quick slice. See, we got some people joining. Hey Rhonda. Hey Jewel. All right, so you take your avocado peeler, or you can use a spoon. I like using the avocado peeler because it does cut and serve as a spoon all in one. And then just in one big half. I cut this one really bad. I promise the next one I'll do better. All right. Throw my stuff in the sink. You can use the quick slice to simply slice your avocado so you can add it to sandwiches or anything else. Then you just flip it to dice it over, turn it over to dice it the other direction, and then you have diced avocado you can throw in your bowl. All right. Pour this back over. So it may be a little faster for me today for the video purposes to do this by hand, but if you want a more even dice, the quick slice is definitely a good product to use. We still hanging on in the video? Hey Amy. Oh my gosh, Robin, I love this bowl too. It's my favorite. So for now, I'm just gonna set this over here. We're gonna roll through these avocados really quickly. So if you got to watch my produce video yesterday, if not, it's still in the group. you do want to wash the outside of your avocados, because even though you're not going to eat this tough skin, you are taking your knife and pressing right in from the skin into the flesh as you cut it. So that means anything that's on the outside could easily transfer to the inside, and you don't want to eat it. I mean, wash it really good. You don't have to like soap and water it, but just scrub it down with some hot water, get it off of there. So that way you're not putting any icky stuff into your food, your avocado. I love avocados. Like, I could eat them on everything all the time. I limit myself about a half avocado a day when I have them on hand, because I could just eat them. One of my favorite things is to eat it with tuna salad. So if you just like make some tuna fish, we use the solid white albacore tuna, and then I actually make it with Greek yogurt. Rick will not eat any condiments, so no mayonnaise for us, for him, and so, but he does do Greek yogurt, and so I use that instead of mayo. Healthies it up just a little bit, and it adds a lot of protein. So I will do a sliced avocado, half of an avocado underneath some fresh tuna salad and some sliced tomato, and it's delicious. Just another way to use it. And then last week in the group, I posted a recipe actually for some avocado tacos, and I haven't made those yet, but I cannot wait. I'm curious if any of you guys tried that recipe that I posted. You'll have to let me know on there. Looks like we've got quite a few people joining. So if you're just catching in, I'm making black bean, corn, and avocado salsa using the avocado peeler here. And you can do this as fine or as chunky as you want. So hopefully you guys can see I'm just using the avocado peeler to score it back and forth. And then you use it like a spoon to just dig out the flesh. And it comes out all diced. Oh, I forgot to go in the middle in that one. Do you guys cook like that where you're like, oh, I meant to do that? I do that all the time. Where like I forgot to add something, or I meant to do something before I did something else. And oh well, that's why cooking is fun, right? You can be creative. All right, and again, you just want to use the heel of your knife, go in very gently, pull that pit out, and then use a paper towel to pull that off so that you do not cut yourself and you don't send it flying across the room, which I speak from experience, having sent it across the room before. If you've been to a party with me before, you may have seen the same thing. So, all right, just about done here with the avocados, and then I'm gonna rinse my hands and we're gonna go on to the next thing. This is the best salsa. You can eat it with chips. You can put it over fish tacos. It's great on sandwiches, on top of regular tacos, like fajitas, anything you want to make. All right, so let me rinse my hands real quick. All right, how are we doing there? Looks like we've got quite a crowd watching. Hey, Amy. Seeing some people join in. All right, so we've got our avocados, beautiful. And this is our stoneware bowl. I love this thing. It's bigger than it looks in the picture. When I'm done, I'll show you exactly how big this bowl is. It holds a ton of stuff. So I'm gonna add some corn. I actually freeze corn in the winter, or in the summer, sorry, for the winter. So I just literally go to the farmer's market and get a bunch of corn and take it off the cob and freeze it just raw like that. And then I just thawed this. So you can see this is from August, and now I've got farm fresh corn in my salsa. So that's great just to heat up in the micro cooker and have some steamed corn, or you can put it on anything you want to eat with. Salsas are great. Okay, so we're gonna take 2 cans of black beans, and I am using, let's see, organic black beans from Costco. Usually I buy these in bulk because we eat quite a bit of black beans. You do want to watch for your sodium content on your canned beans, just because the liquid that they're stored in for flavor can be very high sodium, so you want to keep an eye on that. Just to make sure you're not eating more than's necessary. If you've never used our can opener before, yes, this is a blue one. It is white now. Our can opener is a smooth edge can opener, so when you cut it, there's no sharp edges on either place. So what you do, instead of going to the side, you go to the top. And so the wheel of the can opener would be right on the side of the can, and you literally just twist and it grabs it. So you can see the can spinning there. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I can actually see the text today, which is clever. Twist to the back to get it off of there, and then right on the side there is a little claw. Hopefully you guys can see that. And when you push the button over here, it controls this claw right here. It looks like a little lobster claw, and that's what you use to bite down on the lip of the can and remove it. All right, so got that going. Now, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna drain these beans real quick. Gonna use my little colander. I'll show you when I'm done. This colander, if you can hear me okay, I used to think this thing was the silliest colander in the world because it has measure marks on it. And when you think about like using a can of beans, you usually don't really measure your beans. You just use the whole can. Sometimes you might need like a cup of blueberries or something that you want to measure and rinse. But what I love about this colander is that it actually will hang over the middle of your double sink. So you can rinse your things and let them drain, which a lot of times, especially when I'm doing things like beans that have all that ick around them, then I'll let it drain in the sink and make sure they're not real watery to whatever you're adding. Also really good for like sun-dried tomatoes in oil or anything that you just want to make sure you get all the juice out of and get them good and rinsed off. So I'll show you here in just a minute. I'm going to let this drain on the sink while we keep going. So far we've got corn and avocado. The black beans are draining. Let's see, Robin says you have the colander. You have all this, Robin, because we did all of this at your party. Because you hosted and got so much stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna do cilantro. Actually, let's do the green onions first. It'll be a little easier, a little less messy. So I've got our trimmed up green onions. We love green onions in this house, so I typically buy them like by the bunch full and rinse them, of course, if you're watching the video before you put them away, so that way they're ready to go. But I'll show you a little trick on cutting. So if you ever watch the food shows and they're chopping real fast, the trick is to actually push forward as you cut. So if you think about how you cut, you might cut like this, or you might pull the knife towards you. And what you want to do is actually put the tip of the knife on the board and push forward as you cut, leave the tip on the board and come back. So you basically are making a circle, and the goal is to never let the tip of the knife leave the cutting board. Let's see. Karen, you do need this colander. You will love this colander. Okay, so what you do, keep your fingers back. Always keep them on their fingertips, so that way they're not flat where they could get cut. If your knife were to graze you, it'll hit the edge of your knuckle, not your fingertips. And so you just literally can glide through. And if you watch, my knife is not coming off of the cutting board on the front, only on the back. So all of the cutting is done on the back. Now, if you're using your quick slice for your avocado, like I showed you earlier, you can also use it for your green onions if you're not a fan of using a knife, which is why we have all the tools. You can use what you like. And I use the green parts and the white parts. My rule of thumb with green onions is I go until they get soft. So as long as they still are firm and crunchy, then that's what we eat. If once they start getting kind of wilted and soft, that's what I throw out. Flexible cutting mat, chopped all up. And I love that you can just pick this up and throw it in. Oh my gosh, it's smelling so good in here. Okay, so now we're gonna do some garlic, some fresh garlic. I typically, see, those are awfully small. Let me get some big ones. I typically will use a clove of garlic for every avocado that I use. So you can do more or less depending on how much you like. Hey, Jessica. Seeing people still join in. All right, so if you've never used fresh garlic, which I had not before I started selling Pampered Chef, when you buy it, you will buy it in a bulb like this. It's about a quarter for all of that. And as you start to break it apart, they will come apart in cloves as I throw them around. I thought that the whole bulb was a clove the first time that I ever bought garlic, so you can imagine what a disaster that was. Hey Chelsea, seeing people still come in. So we're gonna use the garlic press and take the garlic. You do not have to peel it, you just stick it right in the hopper. And my little cleaning tool is missing, so we're gonna use a little knife instead. You squeeze and the garlic comes out the front. And so I'm gonna use the knife to scrape that off of there. It does come with a cleaning tool. We got really lucky this time and the skin stuck to the top, which is the best. If not, you can use the little cleaning tool. It looks like a My Little Pony brush, and you can just scrape it off and then use the thing to scrape out. Ooh, 2 for 2. I wonder if we can go 3 for 3. What do you think? I don't know if this is possible. It's like your lucky day when that happens, that you don't have to dig it out. All right, let's see. Oh, I jinxed us. It's still down in there. So you can use your knife or you can use your cleaning tool just to dig that out of there. And then you don't have to touch it. So my hands are garlic free, but the recipe is full of garlic, which is exactly what you want. All right, and now we're gonna do, let's do the cilantro, and then we'll do the lime and salt and olive oil to finish it up. So with cilantro, if you watched my produce video yesterday, again, go back and watch it if you didn't, some very helpful tips for cleaning, storing, buying produce. You wanna make sure that your cilantro is good and clean. When I picked this up at the store yesterday, I literally could feel like dirt and sand and grossness in there, and so you wanna make sure you get it really good and clean. So cilantro leaves are delicious. You can easily overdo it, so it's one of those things that if you don't like it, start small and add more to it. The more I have become a cilantro fan, the more and more I use because I love it so much. Let's see. Okay, so let's see, Karen, what are you saying? The tip to have the skin on the garlic clove. Oh, I'm glad you love your garlic press. It really does make a big difference. Okay, so when you're using the garlic, or the cilantro, excuse me, the stems are bitter, so you want to avoid those. So you don't just want to like start chopping and chopping. Now you can do this with your knife if you're doing everything else with your knife, but you'll see right here I've got a manual food processor, which is what we're going to use. So to get the cilantro off, to try to avoid as many stems as we can, we're going to kind of shave the cilantro. So you want to turn your knife just slightly at an angle and kind of shave the leaves off. Now you'll get some stems, but you just want to avoid most of them. So if you can see there, you're seeing a lot of stems down through the middle here. You just want to go, that's why you do it at an angle, to try to get the leaves to come off without taking all of the stems with you. All right, now we're going to use a bunch because I love it. But if you are sensitive to cilantro, then cut back a little bit. And if you see any large stems down in your pile, just grab those out. A few will not hurt anything, but especially if they're big, you want to get rid of those. Got a big one there. All right, let me throw that away. Cilantro is super cheap. Like, I think it was 85 cents for a whole bunch of it yesterday. So you can see here I've got a whole cutting board full. You could easily take your knife and just run it through, keep the front of your knife still and run it through like this. But I'm going to show you how the manual food processor works because this thing is a dream for cilantro. We also have the new herb mill. If you're just using a little bit at a time, you don't want to do a ton like we're about to do. So you want to fill your processor to where you leave the center upright and that it doesn't get filled in the middle and it doesn't knock over sideways. So I'm just getting our cilantro. Keep my hands as clean as I can here. All right, and then you just put the lid on this. It just sits on top. It doesn't actually lock. And then you process. The faster you go, the better job it does. All right, so when you get some stems in there, if you have some, they will have a tendency to spin themselves around the metal blade in the middle. So you want to stop every now and then and adjust it. Get an arm workout in. You don't have to go to the gym. All right, we're getting there. Get a little more, get it untangled there. It's another reason to avoid the stems, if you can. As you want it, so you keep chopping until you want it. I mean, as much as you want. Oh, I think we're losing our image there. Let's see if I can get us propped back up. There we go. Also lost the comments though. Hi. See if I can adjust this. I don't know where the comments went. So if you're talking to me, I'll answer the questions later. All right, I'm ordering a new tripod like today. Seriously, this is ridiculous. I'm using potatoes. Like, this is not okay. happens when I moved it. It shouldn't have done that. All right, stay put for it. We're almost done. All right, so we have our nicely chopped cilantro. Let me grab a scraper. So you know what, I'm gonna go a little more. Let's get it going just a little more. All right, good enough. So we're gonna dump all our freshly chopped cilantro in. Manual food processor is always really good as well for onions, tomatoes, candies, smoothies, making herb butters or cheese balls. Like, it's got a pretty good capacity, and it comes with a lid for storage too, so you don't have to use this guy in the fridge for storage, which is very handy. Okay, so almost done here. We're gonna add our black beans in now. So as you can see from our colander, we drained these 2 cans worth, and it's been hanging on the middle of my sink so that it could drain. And I'm just gonna drop those in. You could always use more or less beans if you want, total personal preference. Now we're gonna do a little bit of salt in here. Bring this in so you guys can see. And we're gonna do a little olive oil and then some fresh lime juice and stir it up. So you wanna not add too much salt at one time because you can always add more. Again, if your beans are super high sodium, you're gonna get some salt from that as well. So start low, and your tortilla chips are probably salty. So always start with less and add more. So citrus press, this guy here, it is coated cast iron aluminum, so it's super heavy duty. You're gonna put your citrus in cut side down. It's not the way that the hopper goes. The hopper looks like you should put it this way, that fits. Go backwards, flip it over, and then you just squeeze. And you get so much juice out, and it will actually flip your citrus inside out. So if you can see that there, my thumb's in the middle, and then it's flipped inside out. I love this thing for lemons and limes. Now, if you need to do oranges, our juicer is better for that. This is not quite big enough for oranges unless they're very small. It is dishwasher safe as well, because I know somebody's wondering that. This is also a great recipe to have for Memorial Day. That's coming up here in just a couple weeks. If you're having a cookout, you can make this ahead of time with all the lime in here. It'll keep your avocados from turning. Again, right here, flip it inside out. And another trick with your avocados, if you make this ahead of time, because the flavors, the longer they like meld together, the better it is. You can actually take the pit of your avocado and place it right in to the mixture once you're done. Just like pop it in there and hide it, and the something about whatever like the pit emits from it will actually help the avocados not to turn. So it's kind of like, I guess, when you cut flowers, once they're cut, they're not going to stay fresh as long. So once this comes away from the pit, you tend to get some oxidization on the avocados, so they'll turn brown. So keep this in there between this and the lime juice, you're good to go. So you can make it ahead of time. Maybe same day. I don't know that I would do a day ahead of time, but same day you're good. Okay, so now we've got this gorgeous black bean corn and avocado salsa. I am making this tonight for the Bluegrass Junior Women's Club meeting. And if you are in Lexington, ladies, any of you that want to come, I'd love to have you as my guest. We do a lot around the community, just giving back to women and children and families. And if you're looking for a way to give back, this would definitely be something you should check out. Jessica, I know you've come. I see you popped in, and it's fun. It's a good time. So tonight we're having a Cinco de Mayo theme for food, and this is what I'm bringing, so I think everyone will like it. But you definitely want to taste it before you add more salt and things. But here is our finished product, and it's gorgeous. So thank you guys for joining me today. I promise I'm going to get a better tripod so we don't have to use potatoes to hold our video up anymore. But if you have questions, let me know. I will go through and read the comments because I may have missed some. All the comments are gone. I don't know where they went on the video, but we'll figure it out. But I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you'll make it. And I will post the full recipe in the comments of the video so that you have it to enjoy, along with a margarita recipe in case you need that. So enjoy. Hope you guys have a good day.